Hey, what's up? It is DJ. Here are your mods. Oh my goodness. Friday, November the 11th is such a day, man. 25 mods were released today, which may not sound that much. However, all of them are for all platforms and they're all brand new. We've got a bunch of equipment, we got a bunch of tools, we got a bunch of placeables. Everything is awesome today. Check those timestamps if there's something specific you want to see first. Otherwise, sit back and relax. We're going to have some fun today. So let's start off with new vehicles. We have the CLAAS 3000 Series. This thing's got some pretty cool stuff. We do have a setup to be able to change the driving direction, which I find pretty cool. Hey, I'll check this out. Look at this. I had to show this off first. I love this. Bam! Spin ourselves back around. There we go. So you are able to drive it backwards. And it looks like we've got almost max speed. Let's see. We got 34 mile an hour driving this way. And then we've got, I think it was 24 driving this way. So not complete, but you know what? Not too bad either. Checking out the specs, we have a couple different configurations here. We start off with a standard set, and you can add some weight on the back as well. However, if you add weight onto the back, you will give up your ability to put the VC on there, or the track VC right here. We'll explain that one. But if you don't want to turn it around, putting the weight on it is just fine. It does weigh quite a bit on its own though, 17.5 tons in this specific configuration. We can make it a little bit lighter though if you wanted to. In here with the engine, we have between a 335 and 375 horsepower engine. Wheel brands from Trelleborg, Michelin, Midas, and Nokian. So not all of them, but we do have quite a few. You've also got the narrow set wheels and dual wheels as well as wides. And then you've got the air as well, which is what I showed off there at the beginning. The track or track VC, this just determines, do you want to be able to turn this thing around? If you do, add that VC on there. It's another $5,000, but it already costs $330,000 by itself. As far as side signs, you've got those on there, but only an EU setup. I don't think this tractor's ever been to the States. If it has, hey, let me know. As far as attachers towards the front, we have an 1,800 kg front weight, and we can increase that all the way up to 2,600. And we also have a 3-point. There is no, nothing option, so beware. Design, this is going to be all the bits and bobs around your exhaust. So you can change that up. I do think either the green or black looks pretty good, but you could change it up to chrome or even the silver. Chrome. Goodness gracious. Wrong brand there. And you could change up your rim colors. Yes, or your rim colors. Pretty cool tractor. I will say there are no other animations on this. I don't think you're going to be opening up any doors or anything like that. And we got a meat porn. Next, we've got a lot of Fendt tractors, but I don't think we've got any Fendt 800 Vario Gen 5s. Well, now we do. This one is from Paul, who's actually got quite a few things, and I think this might have the most lights that I've ever seen on the outside of a tractor ever. It lights up the midday. So pretty good specs on here, 283 all the way up to 343 horsepower. We do have a 40, 50, and 60 kilometer per hour engine on all of the, or transmission rather, on all of these. That's going to be 24, 32, and 37 mile per hour max speed. If I can get that to show. Yeah, there we go. Wheel brands, all the normal stuff through here, nothing too crazy. Trelleborg, Continental, Midas, BKT, and Nokian, as well as Michelin and Vredestein, all the way at the very end. A little bit out of place there. These also have the Vario grip setup, which I think is very cool. Everything else is pretty standard, though. Verse driving, yep, you can add that on if you would like, and I have in the version that I've got in the game. Wheel weights are separate. Whenever you go in, you can actually add that flange first, which removes the cover for the air compressor bit right there, which I think is kind of neat. I like that. That's awesome. As far as your line settings, you can add the Profi sets inside. You can really increase the price on this thing all the way at $15,962. Warning signs, we've got warning signs with LED or no. And you also have a yes as well. Displays, we have automatic dark mode or IC dark mode, which is PC only, and we've also got a DPL, which is PC only as well. Design line, we've got the chrome exhaust, we've got a yes, which kind of tans out everything there, and then you can make this whatever color you want from there if you like. Tech rails, this is install some rails on the back, left, and right. I don't know what these are for. They look cool. I guess. There you go. Designs, we've got a US and EU setup, which is always good to see. Actually, do the... hang on. Warning signs. Do these change? They do change if you've got the US version. All right. 2 thumbs up. Lights, you've got the vision, and then the ultra vision. This is what I was talking about. Like, there's 3 lights just on that little pod at the front. At the top end, we go ultra wide with the lights, and then back here, look at this. It goes from 3 at the top and 1 at the bottom to 3 at the top, 3 along the pillar, and we've got a little bit point backwards. There's lights everywhere on this thing. Absolutely ridiculous. You don't need that many lights. I love it. Bring it on. Yes. Mirror caps, you've got the painted or nada on there. Hydraulic couplings down here. These actually change up, so you have the DUDKs or the FFCs. I don't know what those are. I'm a digital farmer. Special or speed decal on the very back. You can add that if you would like to. Beacon light, you've got those as well. However, they are in the cabin top because it's a Gen 5. You've got your lights up there, which is very cool. Let's see what happens if we change it up to the regular vision. Nope, they are still in there. Still got the pods in there, so that's where you're going to be dealing with that. Interior stuff, we've got the cool box, tinted back window, roof terminal, and front PTO, in addition to your main color, the roof, the wheel weights, and your rim colors. And yes, for those of you like me, we got the petrol blue, which to me looks a little bit different than it used to, but maybe this is what it actually looks like, and I'm living in a fantasy land. As far as everything else goes, I currently have IC installed, so I don't actually know if there's any like different setups for stuff. Also, you can see there we've got light, or the displays dim when I turn the lights on. It's kind of cool, goes into a dark mode. That's awesome. As far as everything else goes, we've got a change of direction, same buttons as the Xerion. However, it doesn't change your view, so you'll have to spin yourself around, but still not too bad. 20 miles an hour one way. Let's see, 41 the other way, and we can spin them around. Whee! In first person, though, it is pretty fun. And then, as you can see, we have IC animations all over the place, and some cameras in here, too. So one of the cool things about the cameras is, yes, they work, obviously, but if you've got the IC, you can actually control which one is showing at the same time, which I find really neat. I mean, I'm just happy that they actually work. So they're both on the rear. So that is that. There's not one on the front. But still, you know what? Not too bad. I'm a big fan. Oh, yeah, there's your blinky blinkies, by the way. Oh, those look awesome. As far as Fendt tractors, absolutely love them. FarmCon at Fendt a year and a half ago was absolutely epic. Would love to go back. Now we got some conversions from Hispanimani. There's 4 of them today. The first one is the Rostselmash RSM 2375. This was in the base game of Farming Simulator 22, and JHHG as well as Hispano accredited for bringing this one over. At $217,000, it is no pushover, no slouch, 375 horsepower, and we have no engine options for this one. It does go 24 miles an hour though, which is pretty nice. All the wheel brands you want: Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Bridgestone, and those Big Bud Lizard tires, which are mixed emotions from the community, but they are not too bad. One of the other cool things is we have some narrow dual zone here, which is pretty cool. As far as your front weight, we can go with a no all the way up to 1,350 kgs with increments in the middle. Beacon options, of course, left, right, and both or nada, and they are the blinky kind. Window tinting from 0 to 100 in increments of 25, and attachers on the very back. We've got a wide attacher, a little bit of a more narrow attacher, and that is that, or none if you want to be a little more realistic with it. We've also got main color, a couple different designs, and a couple other things as well, plus rim colors. I'm not a huge fan of the like tan rims, so I would probably change those up myself. I do not have the multicolor mod installed, the unlimited color configuration mod from Giants. I don't have that installed with mod video, so what you see is what you can expect to get if you don't have that as well. Nothing really to write home about as far as the animations go. You're just going to be able to control the left and right mirrors, but that is it. That being said, this does have a manual transmission, and it drives like a dream. It is very smooth. Next, we got the new Holland T6 Series. JHHD modding is not credited on this one, but I will say this holds a special place in my heart because this exact model was one of the first tractors that I fell in love with. Now, as far as the options go, this one's a little bit interesting because the grill actually starts off as gray. If you're wanting to change this one up to the way the game's supposed to look, well, I would go for black right here, as both Farming Simulator 22 and 19 had black grills in there. So what do we got? Well, between 125 and 175 horsepower as per usual. Wheel brands from Trelleborg, Michelin, the Continental, Midas, BKT, Ferguson, and Nokian set. And you got all your boogers in there, which is very nice. Standard and a blue power setup. Kind of digging the blue power, man. Yeah. Front wheel fenders, yes or a no. Beacon lights, of course. Left, right, both, or none. Window tinting. 0 to 100. Front attacher. We've got Quickie and Hauer. And then you get into your colors. Now, I think, what is it, if we change it? Is it Massey Ferguson red, I think? Or is it Fendt red? No, they're about the same, roughly. If you change those up and then you go to the engine grid, bring that back to the MacDon gray, for some reason that's in there. Seat, we'll change this to Massey as well. And then a rim color, we'll go with a light gray set. Maybe there. Kinda like the red one. What was the red one? It's not Agri Power. What is it called? Fiat Agri. That's it. Kinda like that. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's not bad. Not bad, right? I think it's pretty cool. Again, with this one, you're going to have mirrors that move up and down and around and stuff, but that is it. Next one's the Massey Ferguson Series 5S. This was part of the base game of Farming Simulator 22, and actually had a lot of fanfare when it was released. Now, we do have one in the base game of Farming Simulator 25. However, this one is a little bit different, plus we've got a lot more options here. So the engine between 105 and 145 horsepower. We do have a 24 mile per hour max speed as opposed to the 32 that we've had with the previous ones. As per usual, we have pretty standard sets for wheel brands here. Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, Ferguson, and Nokian. You do have some pretty cool, like a wide tire setup there. You've got the narrows on there as well. And then you've got kind of a wide and weight setup too. It's a pretty fun tractor, similar to like a John Deere 6M or 6R, where you would do a lot of like farm yard work with this. It does have front loader too, which is great. As far as your roof setup, you do have the front loader option there. Now that doesn't add you a front loader. That just gives you the top there because it gives you a little bit of a view from the bottom. Kind of see up, plus it protects you. Design, you've got the Anniversary Edition, which will add a different carpet in there and gives you a new sticker in the front. I like those. Front fenders, yes or no. Beacon lights, of course, pretty normal stuff. Window tinting, etc. Attachers, you got a 3-point or a front weight. That front weight looks to be 500 kgs, which is pretty good. And then you got your Quickie and Hauer front loader options, plus colors for all the goodies. Unlike the past couple tractors, this only has options to move the mirrors sideways, not up and down, but that's the only setup there. I think I'm starting to run out of room for vehicles over here. That's about a couple returning telehandlers. The Faresin Telehandler 626 pack. This is our last conversion from Hispano modding today and features 2 models. You have a regular and an electric version. Now, the electric version's got 34 horsepower, while the regular one has up to 69. Does that say 6? It does. Nice. Additionally, the top speed of the electric one is half that at 9 mile per hour as opposed to 18, but they both share the same customization options. You have a Trelleborg set of wheels, Midas, BKT, Ferguson, and Nokian. Beacons are going to be the same as we've got on everything else, though they are blinky blinky, window tinting, of course, all the way, and the colors. So those are going to be the only things that are really changing with these from Farming Simulator 22. Now, there is one thing. I could have swore these had a front loader and not a telehandler attachment on the front, but maybe I'm going crazy. I'm going back and looking at Farm Sim 22. They do look the same, at least on the logo, so at least there's that. Take a look at everything. Don't expect a whole lot going on. They are just the telehandlers at the end of the day, so you've got all your animations for stuff, but that is going to be it at the end of the day. As far as hitches, both of them have a trailer hitch on the back, and pretty much everything's identical. Also, I will say this too. It did say that the top speed was 9 miles an hour for the electric, but it's going just fine. Full speed, baby. And into our last vehicle today for all platforms, we've got the Manitou MLT. Specifically, this is the 120/175 Eco Chip. This is not a conversion, at least that I can find. This bad boy also marks, I think, the 17th or 18th telehandler that we've gotten now modded in Farming Simulator 25. So now we have more telehandler mods of Farm Sim 25 in a year than we did at FS22 in 3 years. We only had 16 of them then. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool indeed. So you may notice this is the wrong color to start with. The default colors are Fendt. So I'm going to change this back over here to Manitou really quickly, but we will show you those colors. The engines are pretty sweet with this. So we have 3 different engines. We have an Eco, a Standard, and Chiptune. So the Eco has 120 horsepower, manual plus power shift transmission. The Standard, 141 with a power shift transmission. And the Chiptuning, 175 with an automatic transmission. You heard that right. 3 engines, 3 different transmissions, and a telehandler. That's overhandling, and I love it. I love it, man. On here, we've also got a 31 mile an hour max speed, which is pretty sweet. Now, wheel options from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, BKT, Ferguson, and that is it. We do have some narrow options for tires. Actually, the Michelin sets are pretty cool looking. And then we got a standard, even a narrow set, too. We have a little small one right there. Very cool, man. A window tinting on here as well. We've got a 50, 75, and 100, as well as 0. I like this tinting a little bit better than the ones on the Hispano. Just a personal preference. It seems a little bit more smooth and a little bit less of like just black color on the windows. And then we talked about the color options here. You can change this up however you like. You can even, well, almost black it out completely to where you can't even see the Manitou logo, which I find super awesome. And then we've also got the bottom down here as well. But of course, you could change everything up to orange or green, blue, whatever your favorite color is, whatever, like, it's all good. It's all good. Ran out of words. We also got some great sounds on here. Check this out. Sounds awesome. All the stuff in here is normal. That is a very, very long arm on there. Huge extension on this bad boy, so that is good too. However, that looks to be about it. We do have the all-wheel steering on here. We can do with a front wheel, crab, left, and right. So we do have all of the above options. And I guess if it matters at all, here's how it stacks up with those Faresin. Oh yeah, and speaking of those Faresin right there, I actually found the telehandler that I was talking about. It was the 626 from Maxter. They put together one that had a front loader option, which I really dug, but it wasn't in the base game. Now jumping into mods, we got the Wilson DWH 500. This is a big old dual hopper bin, and we've got some pretty cool stuff going on with it. Just ignore the fact that I've run a Volvo with it. Anyway, in here, we've got a 40.8 thousand liter capacity. You can also go with a 70.4 or turn it all the way up. You've got a 176.2. Oh my goodness, that is actually pretty good. I'm digging the 5,000 bushel setup there. We've also got multiple color options. So you got your main color there, your top color, the cover, and then we've got your rims as well. The only 4 colors you need for rims. Anyway, boom, there it is. There's really not a lot to talk about other than the fact that it is what it is. It is a humongous trailer, looking great, by the way. And I'm not quite sure if this is the same model that they used for FS22 and 19 or not, but I know that it's here. And I love it. Next is the Fliegl ASW 256. This one's neat because it could be either a regular trailer or a manure spreader. Be fair, most of the Fliegl trailers are like that, so I don't know how special it is, but we do have some new modeling on here. Pretty cool. So 26,000 liter capacity, and it just kind of is what it is. However, the manure spreader is going to be 21,000. Does take up a little bit of space in there. Wheel brands from Trelleborg, a Michelin, a BKT, and Ferguson, and we do have standard and wide tires. Always nice to see. Design, we've got Nada, and then you can add a couple warning stripes on there with different colors. Love it. Lights, you've got halogen or LED, and then the cover, we have a couple sets here. So we start with nothing. We go with a cover plane, which is my favorite, and then you've also got the flex cover as well, which goes over the top. So here is your first cover. Boom. And coming back. Looks good. And the other cover. Now this one is just on or off. However, I do like at the very beginning where it just kind of, oops. Also, pretty sure that cover over there is tweaking out, man. Yeah. Also, when it comes to the manure spreader, you will need to open it up and then you can start flinging poo. I can't remember if it says anything or not, but it is a 12 meter working width on there. Plenty more mods for you guys. I think we're less than halfway through all of them. We got the Bergmann HT 65 trailer. What was that? Does it work with the Heise truck? I don't know. It looks like it does. It has huge wheels, a massive suspension set in the back. It works. It works. It connects, baby! Yeah! I wasn't quite sure because all of the screenshots that were provided were using a dolly. Here, get out of here. We're not gonna throw you in the water, but we're getting rid of you. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. This is a forage trailer at the end of the day. Forage semi-trailers sometimes get kind of pushed to the back, being in Farming Simulator at least one of the least usable items. But if you were looking for it, here you go. 56,400 liters on here. That Chrome trailer that we've got in the base game that was added with, what was it, 112, 113, something like that. Or no, we didn't have 112. Was it 111? I don't remember. Anyway, we've got multiple different wheel bearings to choose from. You've also got the fenders for galvanized or checker plate. I thought it said chicken plate at one time, and I read through it like 3 times. We've got the rollers in the back if you want that. No logo plate or logo plate, although nothing gets put on it. And then we've also got the cover, which is one of my favorites. Love that design. Speaking of design, we got main design and rim color. If we change up the design to a red, changes up pretty much the main color of the trailer. The main color is actually going to be that metal plastic look on the side. And of course, rims are rims at the end of the day. Ooh, this kind of looks like something firefighters would use now. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, there's really not a whole lot to it. It's a trailer. We do have a trailer hitch on the back, so maybe you can figure out some nifty way to use that. If you downloaded mods when they first came out today, you may be missing this one, the Palaz RD2U. This was actually added to the mod up about half an hour after everything else was announced and released. So yeah, if you downloaded stuff early, you may want to go back and make sure you don't miss this one. As far as I can tell, this is a new brand to the game, Palaz. The RD2U, it's actually the 18B is the model name on here, 80,000 liter capacity. As you can imagine, we've got a BKT set, which is why they look so good. And then we also have a super cool Vredestein tire, the Xerion? I don't know. They're becoming one of my favorite tires. I've got them on quite a few things now. And then we also have a Continental set there as well. Cover is a yes and no. And then you've also got the cover color on the top as well. This is a pretty standard, normal setup. Kind of looks like all the other trailers that we've got. However, there's a lot of brands in real life that make these. So, not surprised. Getting close to the end as far as tools go. 3 more, including this one, the homemade trailer CR4NIA. Cronia? I don't know. Don't ask me. Anyway, this is from the brand Lizard. Are you familiar with them? Lizard. And it will do either bulk or silage. We also have the Xerion wheels on here, looking fresh. We also have a couple other sets as well. They have specifically chosen a few different setups for those. As far as your liveries go, you can add different parts of the livery or all of the parts. Extension and configuration, you got silage or grain, but the extension stays the same at 43,000 liters. As far as your livery goes, we have 6 of them. So here is our white, red, and green. Then we have a white and red, white and green, white and gray, blue, and gray, finally. So there is that. Nothing that we could do specifically. And then the PTO, for some reason, you could either do black or yellow. Not a bit I was expecting. Otherwise, pretty standard trailer. It's got all the connections that you would expect to see, which is very, very cool. No rear hitch, but I definitely wouldn't expect to see that. Next to last, the Rolmako OptiCrop. This is a nice and small seeder all in one set of a package here. No direct drill, at least that I could see on it. 1,400 liters is going to be seed only, and of course it is a seeder as well. Lots of sounds. As far as everything else goes, 170 horsepower, which is a little bit high for something like this. We do have lighting, which can be added to the very back. Clean water container, which can be added on there, but doesn't do anything. Toolbox, yep, you can add that on the side there. Working lights, yep, you got those as well. Plus, we have the tramline markers on the back if you wanted to add them. And yes, the tramline markers do work. And lastly, the K-Brand VB 2190 round baler. This one's actually pretty sweet. So back at Farm Sim 22, we had the big brother, I guess, to this, the 3190. I don't remember how many bale sizes that could make, but this one does all three of them. You got 125, 150, and 180 centimeter round bales with this. 68 horsepower required, 12 mile per hour max speed. We do have a couple wheel brands to choose from through there, so you can pick the ones that you like. And of course, we've got a round bale net. Make sure you fill that up before you head out into the field, or you will have to come back. Other than that, I think that is about it, and that is all of our tools for today. Now we have placeables. We're going to start with productions. We have the Mayonnaise Production. This one will take eggs and oils, and it will turn it into mayonnaise. And one of the best things is you don't lose anything with those. I think I put this backwards. Nonetheless, here we go. We'll come up here and take a look and see what we've got. So you can make it with either canola oil, olive oil, or sunflower oil, and it is going to be 100 oil in and 30 eggs, and out you get 130 mayonnaise. That's going to happen 96 times per month. Storage is pretty good, and one of the nice things is it comes with a sell point over here too. So it's got a modified sell point where you can sell off your mayonnaise. I don't see any mayonnaise stuff around there though, but don't worry, you don't just have to sell it there. It is also added to the sell points of your setup here. So it looks like the Harbor Selling Station has it on this map. It's map 4 fields. I don't even think this is the updated version. I think this is an older version, but it still works fine. Next up, we have the Greenhouses Pack, but it's more than just that. This is a Humus Active Factory setup as well. So what it does is we've got the Humus Active Factory, which I did have to do a little definition. Basically, it's just really nice soil that helps with decomp. Kind of a super duper basic line up there. If you want to, you can go online and find out more about it. I knew nothing about it really before today. I've just read about it in mods. I'm like, all right, is this edible? I still don't know the answer to that. But what do we do? Well, we could take in grass, hay, manure, straw, and wood chips, and different portions of those with the wood chips, manure, and whether it be grass, hay, or straw, and we can make the Humus Active. We are going to lose a little bit, but that is all right. Worth way more. So we're going to put 100 of each in, 125 comes out, and that happens 24 times per month. We have a massive setup here. So you've got all of your storage, all the input, pallets are going to release over there, and then we've got the I'm stuck. We got the little building right here, which allows you to go in. Now, from here, that we are going to then take our Humus Active to any of the greenhouses that it's got in the base game, that it's modified basically, and it is going to become an ingredient to use. So you can see here, we've got it whether you want to use solid fertilizer, Humus Active, or manure. Am I saying this right? I have no idea. Is it Hummer? Yeah, I feel like the S is silent. Anyway, so it just gives you an extra ingredient when it comes to fertilizer. And that's about it. Honestly, that's about it. So it just adds one more way to do things. And there's all of your greenhouses that are involved. We have regular greenhouses as well as your ones for rice saplings. We also have a fertilizer production and point of sale. Both of these are in the same mod as per usual. That was really awkward the way I explained that there. Let's move on, shall we? So, taking a look at this, we've got 2 different ways to make liquid manure and 2 different ways to make solid manure. Basically, with the liquid manure, you can either do manure and water, or you can do slurry and water. And output comes liquid fertilizer. Now, water's free, so we really don't equate that to anything. However, you're going to have to put in 500 and only get 200 out when it comes to these. So, just be ready. Maybe productive for you. Maybe you use the slurry or this, that. You can also make it just to sell it. Again, it comes with its own sell point, which is nice, but it also is just regular base game stuff. Solid manure and, solid fertilizer. This is exactly the same, but no water. So it's dry, I guess. Anyway, it's going to make quite a bit. You've got 100 solid fertilizer, and that's going to happen 192 times per month. So as long as you've got enough going on, you are going to be ready to go. And the best thing is, no pallets. It all comes out in bulk. Fantastic. And as far as a little sell point over here, we could sell solid and liquid fertilizer here too, which is very cool. Now I've placed down another sell point because I wanted to see what the difference is in here. So if we take a look at solid fertilizer first, you can sell that on this map. The sell everything station is there, and the sell point that it comes with is here. We're actually getting the least amount there. Now let's try liquid fertilizer. Let's see, harbor cell 36, so everything's 34, and fertilizer cells 35. So I thought maybe the price would be a little bit better or a little bit worse for this compared to anything in the base game, but it does appear that it's just a normal sell point. That's all right. Got a couple animal pens for you. The very first one is neat. It is the cow barn with manure conveyor, and it does have manure conveyors. We also have two different, I'm about to walk up on here, two different silos. So they're boom, that is one, and then this is one. So you can either come in from the sides and the back or just the back portion. These are meant to go down in a very specific way. So I'm going to delete what we've got here. Obviously, it's cow barns, found cows. We'll show you that in a second. Just hang tight. Put this in build however you want mode, free build. There we go. And we're going to place it right, bam, there. What? Oh, face it the wrong way here. So as you can see, this nestles up right against the building, and this edge right here is right at the end. It's just going to drop it, and the manure will appear. That's how it's supposed to work. But actually, I think it's just two little piles. It's like two manure pits spread out between the two. So that's kind of neat. Straight through here, you can see we've got 60 cows, 30,000 liters for food, 30 for straw, 60 for manure, and 500,000 for slurry. Let's put a cow in here and see what else happens. Please let me do so. Boom. As per usual, we throw in a Holstein. There it is. And any milk? Yes, 50,000. Oh, you're over there. Hi. Your feet okay? You look like you're walking weird. All right, well, if you won't talk about it, I'm not going to talk about it. I understand. Milk is over here. Its slurry's going to be right there. So really kind of a... Are my feet through too? No, just the cows. I wonder about the cow's feet are all the way down through there. Indeed. Oh well, pretty cool, huh? Our only other animal pen today is going to be from Black Sheep Modding, the old wooden sheepfold. This bad boy will hold approximately 30 sheep. However, you can make it larger. All of your wool and milk is going to spawn in here. They will take 11,000 liters. 11,500 liters vote. Goodness gracious. This is what it looks like if you don't customize anything, but you can customize. And it even comes with its own fences, which is very cool. So you've got a straight section here, which, of course, you can make it as long as you want. We've got an L shape here. One connection point is this corner, and the other one is this corner. So this corner is not. I thought maybe it was one that you had to, like, walk in and out of or something, but I think maybe it's just a corner. I think it's just a nice corner. That's it. Then we've got a few areas here. So this could be opened up. Very nice. A little bit of a lower one right there. Here's one that's a little bit wider. I always like seeing those. Here's one that's, watch yourself. This is a neat one. Cool. Is that it? I think that's it. Let's just open them all. Haha. Now this is interesting too because it is from the old wooden sheepfold, but it's called chicken fence. So, chicken fence. Anyway, this is the exact same setup here. I wonder if they've got another mod that uses the same stuff, and it's a chicken one. Guess we'll have to wait and find out. Next one is the Lorraine Cooperative. We got a couple things here. We've got a selling point, which is this humongo thing right here. That is going to be your sell point there. I don't think we can go in or anything, but it does have some pretty cool places to explore here. For a sell point, that's pretty neat. This is definitely for putting on your maps and things like that. I would imagine we'll probably be seeing this as a required mod sooner rather than later. We also have a shed that comes along with this too, which is very nice. Humongous area right there. We can open this up, another large area there. And we'll open up a little bit more. Here's another one. And lastly, another one. Now, if I go in here and I decide to go flying, obviously, you can see we could fly straight over all of these sections, which is cool. So nice, big, wide open space. Drop to the ground, back to reality. Open sesame. Please. Do it. Well, I figured out where the lights were. I don't think I can get in here. Can we not get in here? I guess that's just a wasted section of space. Oh, look at this. I can weigh myself. Been getting a little bit bigger recently anyway, so that's pretty nice. We do have a button here. What does it do? Grain probe on and off. I'm going to turn that on. Yeah, that's cool. Turn it off. please. Nope. There we go. All right. New one from ICAS. I don't remember looking at this one. The Modern Farm Garage. So this one is pretty sweet. We have humongous wooden doors on here. Brick along the bottom. We got plaster there. And then a nice wooden slate. What are the shingles made out of? I don't know. Just tar probably. Yeah. Not too bad. Got some nice big areas in here. You park stuff up. Big trucks. Tractors, whatever you want. Customization options. We have quite a few cool things to see. I don't remember how to click the button where I can customize stuff, so we're just gonna have to get ourselves another one. And in here you can see we've got the gray setup. Where do we start? Cream, gray, red brick, and then back to cream again. Pretty basic. We have a small wooden shed. It's not called small, but it is small. It is wooden shed at the end of the day. We've got some textures on there, which get quite blurry the closer you get to them. The top ones are kind of interesting. I imagine that's supposed to be like a sheet metal roof, something like that. But not too bad. No options for customization, but I wouldn't expect that anyway. That's all right. 3 more mods to go. We got the crate storage shed. This one, $250,000. We could change up the roof as well as the paint on the siding. We'll show you guys that shortly. So nice, big, wide open space right here where you can kind of pull in, park up the machines, and then inside is a really nice place for doing all of your potatoes, onions, things like that, which is very nice. Now, I did want to go into here because the collision starts a little sooner than you would expect it to. So you're not able to actually walk in all the way here. That red right here, this is what we're looking at. That is a nice collision all the way around. We do have a little spot right here. I thought we'd be able to cut the lights on, but I don't know what button it is. But yeah, it goes all the way around, all the way up as well. So if you guys are having any issues whatsoever with crops going through the walls, then you have done something. And I don't know what you've done, but yeah, there you go. Oh, there we go. The shed lights are on this end, not the other end, even though there's a light switch box down there. Customization, you say? All right, well, let's take a look at that. Boom, we're in sheds. Now we're in customization. We've got the dark roof and the red roof, and we come down to colors, and we have all of the above. I don't believe this is a Horman brand. I think it's just Lizard or DMI or whatever they're calling it. However, yeah, as far as this one goes, it looks like a Horman, but it's not. Ooh, that was way too far away. Next to last, we have the pack of Argentine sheds. These are really neat. So with these sheds, you're able to have a fully enclosed section, or you can go in and customize it and completely remove the front and the back. We can also change up the color on here too. So if you're not a big fan of the green framing on the inside, you can change it up to red, which I think the red framing on the inside looks real darn good. Nice light in there as well. Using the B button on Xbox, circle on PlayStation. So we got a couple different versions here. So this version, I've removed the front and the rear doors on all of these just so we can walk in easier. But we've got all the way down to the floor. This one is a little bit higher. This one's got some windows up top. This one's got no sides at all and can have the back removed. And this one has nothing and can also have the back removed. So all of them slightly different. But what if I were to tell you it comes with its own panel? Yeah. So you could also go in, and if you don't like the way something is, set it up, toggle your snapping, and I think maybe, just maybe, if we do this the right way, I can actually just do that, and then bam, we got sides you would never know. You'd never know. How are you supposed to know? You're not. Those are placeables. I put those there. So you can hook up many of these sheds together, create your own bits and bobs in between. I would say it's endless. It's not endless, but it is very neat nonetheless. Look at that. Shed's gone? How are they still standing? I don't know. It's magic. All right, enough of that. What's the last mod today? Well, apparently we are here to melt your icy heart with a cool island song with the Lapacho Palms. Oh, I backed up too far. Anybody gets that reference, congratulations. You're awesome. Price is $70 for each of these trees. Boy, I wish that was the way that was in real life. My house would be full of these things around the outside. Maintenance is $0 per day, which is also not true because I have been on vacation seeing that these things take some time. Nonetheless, not too bad, not too shabby. I dig it. And they got the birds flying around too. Very cool. And by the way, these are found in decorations and others down here, so don't be going looking for them in trees. I spent longer looking for them in trees than I did recording this section. And because they are placeables, not plants, you can delete them when you're done with them. And there it is. That is everything I've got for you for this one. I'm so grateful for you guys hanging out with me, especially to the end. If you did, drop a like on it. Let me know that you did. If you're new around here and you'd like to see more stuff like this, get subscribed. That way you don't miss any of it. And hey, if you haven't seen Farm Sim News yet for today, definitely go check that out. This weekend's videos, there's going to be a lot less of them than there was last weekend. Goodness gracious. The DLC is out, so it is in your hands. I'm not going to flood you guys with, oh, this is how you catch fish. I think you got it by now. So we're going to just avoid those videos. Cool? Cool. I'm going to take a little bit of a break this weekend. We still got some pre-recorded stuff for you guys, but I'm going to take it easy, chill out, have a little bit of a break for the first time in a couple weeks, and we'll get back to you on Monday with the ground running. Ground will be running. Yes. My brain hurts. I hope you guys have an awesome day. We'll see you guys in the next one. Was this outro a minute long? Holy cow, I'm so sorry. Bye.